What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table.
Hey.
Yes. We've got a jam-packed episode. But first, as always, let me introduce the guest. To my right, it's none other than Mr. Rymz. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Rymz.
Glad to be back.
Yes. And to my left, it is none other than Ridez. Welcome back to the show, Ridez.
Glad to be back.
Yes. As I said, it's gonna be a jam-packed episode. But first, I'm gonna need your guys' moment for attention, if that makes sense. Let us all have a moment of silence for the Intercontinental Championship. That's been unfortunately being killed off for unknown reasons. But yes, let us all bow our heads.
You gotta take your hat off, man. Show some respect.
I'd rather not. It's there for a reason. It's serving a purpose. So you know.
It's open.
My hood is down. It's respects today. Okay, so you know.
Well, without further ado, like I said, let us pay our respects to the White Intercontinental Championship. Well, now we done got that out of the way. Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yes. It was fun while it lasted. Yes. Like I said, we got a jam-packed episode. We're going to be, of course, talking about Survivor Series that has just happened this past weekend. We're also going to be talking about a certain individual that's been making the news. We're kind of late to the party, but better late than never. And we're obviously talking about CM Punk. And also we're going to be talking about our top 5 worst moments in WWE TV this year. So, yeah, we usually YouTube channels always start off with their best. We're going to switch it up. We're going to be talking about the worst moments in WWE TV this year. There's been 1 or 2, hasn't there? It's gonna be very hard to think of 5.
It's gonna be hard to condense it down to 5.
And it's gonna be hard to put them in order.
I've got my order already and
It's gonna be
everything, so you know.
It's gonna be a mad one. And of course, to round it up, we're gonna be doing the usual game of Wrestler 20 questions. So yes, without further ado, let's take it to the table. So, WWE Survivor Series has just been and gone. As always, this is the first question I want to throw out to you guys. What are your first thoughts of this year's Survivor Series?
That's when it comes to me, is Keith Lee, man, amazing. When I think of that pay-per-view, that whole match was pretty cool for me. The 5-on-5 men's match. But if we're just talking generally at the moment, just overall, it was refreshing to kind of see a pay-per-view that wasn't predominantly bad. There was still some things that I could definitely critique, things that definitely sucked, but overall it was enjoyable. Like, I actually watched the whole, I didn't fast forward through things and stuff, and yeah, man, it was overall good pay-per-view, solid.
Okay, good. What about you, Mr. Rymz?
See, for Survivor Series, other than just being the harsh critique that I am, it's like Survivor Series had potential to be great. It just wasn't presented as such. And that's not just to do with certain matches or anything like that. It was just every match that was either going to be interpromotional or even storyline based or whatever. The build-ups and stuff going into Survivor Series, every match or every story to be told had potential to make this a great event, and it kind of fell flat for me, and that's why I can say it wasn't bad, it just wasn't great.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how I see it. But then when we get into the matches and stuff, I will give more insight into where I'm coming from at that point.
Okay, fair enough.
What about yourself?
Myself, yeah, it was definitely a great pay-per-view. It wasn't great, but it was better than good, if that makes sense. Whatever that in between is. I mean, there was a couple matches I didn't really care for. Certain matches, I hoped who would win, and they did. Yeah, it didn't go exactly how I thought it would, but the outcomes that should have happened did happen for the most part, and it did make sense in the long run. And there's one match in there that I thought was the match of the night. I'm pretty sure you guys may agree eventually when we start talking about the matches. Yeah, I can't say it was definitely more bad than good, and in this current run of pay-per-views that WWE's been having lately,
it's been the better.
It's been the better, 110%.
Yeah. So when you break it down like that, I think that's what we're getting at. Like, we've had not the greatest few pay-per-views, so like it's been a bit refreshing in that sense. But even with something that's good, you can still have like overall it's good, but there were some disappointments, and there were, and like Rams alluded to, we'll get into that. But
Okay, cool. As always, we always break down each match. So we're going to be starting off with the kickoff matches. Let me just get my lappy out. Sponsored by Ticket to the Table. No, but
that's the only reason the laptop's here.
Exactly. It's not even on. I'm not joking. No, but the kickoff matches were the first match was a 10-man tag team battle royal, which I actually don't even know who was in it because I didn't watch the match. I think everyone missed it. So because
I watched it, but I can't remember. I have no recollection of who won.
I can just break it down to you. It was Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler that won.
Which, in all honesty, because this is a SmackDown team, I will stand because I'm Team Blue always.
Yeah.
But in terms of it happening and whatnot, it was just like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. I was very surprised that there was matches that was on the kickoff were counting towards the point system.
No, actually, they've done it in previous.
They've done it before.
They didn't, because last Survivor Series, the kickoff show didn't count. Otherwise, SmackDown would have had one victory.
Yeah, that's why they overwrote that one. I think New Day won on the kickoff show, but for some reason they didn't count it.
And New Day made their New Day jokes about it.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
So that's why I thought, okay, that's all right. So that must be the norm from then.
Yeah.
And then, but now, they carried it over. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So this SmackDown had that one.
But that even confused me just then, and this is why I think, as good as Survivor Series was, whether it's Survivor Series being at the wrong time or the shake-up being at the wrong time or draft or whatever it was, I still thought Ziggler and Roode were on Raw. Like, and this is the weird thing. It's like you've got people going to Raw defending SmackDown when they were on Raw 2 weeks ago. Like, and they've been on Raw for like 2 years. Like, it's weird. So I completely forgot they were on SmackDown. So that was a bit of a weird one for me.
Yeah, that happened. I think for the majority of us, it's either we forgot or we just didn't see the match. We didn't realize that it was even been counting towards the points. So we'll move swiftly on that one. The next match was for the NXT Cruiserweight title, and it was Lio Rush. My man, Lio Rush. Big shout out to give me a shout out. Thanks for that. Versus Tozawa, who was representing Raw, and Kalisto, who was representing SmackDown. Did you guys see that match?
I saw bits and pieces of the match, so I can't really weigh in too tough for how the match is and stuff, but it's the cruiserweights. I doubt it's going to be a bad match, so...
Yeah, I saw it start to finish, and it just is a constant reminder. It's another match where it's like typical match that the average viewer would skip, but shouldn't. And that was a clear example of why, it was good. Lio Rush is doing great things since his return. The other two competitors have already proven themselves to me in the past, so it was good to kind of see them all mix it up.
I think of all of them, Kalisto's... No, all of them, Tozawa was the only one that hasn't been champion, right?
No, he's won the title before.
Who? Cruiserweight title champion?
Tozawa.
Yeah. Tozawa.
Yeah, he did. Remember, he won it against Neville, and then Neville won it back at SummerSlam.
Or a couple,
he only had it for a couple weeks.
Days or weeks, This was back when the Cruiserweights were featured on Raw.
Yes. He won it, Tozawa won it on Raw, and then, Neville had a rematch and beat him
think just before Enzo got involved.
Yeah, just before Enzo. Yeah.
And Enzo beat Kalisto, right?
No, Enzo beat Neville.
Neville, that's the one.
Yeah,
but Kalisto has been champion though.
Kalisto's been Cruiserweight champion and US champion as well.
Right. So basically, it was a match where all of them have been champions. So and for me, it's also intriguing to see where they go from here because now you got Kalisto on SmackDown. Did the rest of the Lucha House Party go SmackDown? Yes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's not going to change. But Zawa on Raw as a Raw superstar, not a Cruiserweight on Raw. I'm intrigued.
But then you can say that with Tozawa, does that they didn't put him in the same space as Cedric, and Cedric's been used as a regular superstar lately.
This is true. At one point, it looked like he was getting a push.
Yeah,
it really looked like he was like,
they're actually calling it the AJ Styles curse because anyone that's feuding with AJ, they just get buried.
His last match with AJ was a burial.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And then there's obviously what's happening with Humberto. Apparently now Vince says completely soured on Humberto.
There's another cruiserweight who's also on Raw.
Yeah, exactly, and he just got buried. So yeah, and ever since that, we haven't seen nothing from Cedric since that match against
Cedric in our main event.
It's not the main event.
Exactly.
So that whole thing where he had the mask and he took it off, and it was Roman Reigns' partner, that was for nothing.
Basically,
yeah.
Okay, so moving swiftly on from the cruiserweight.
Yeah, that was a good match. Yeah, that was
the
good.
right person won because in all honesty, Leo Rush needs to keep his title belt. NXT can have the extra notch as well. So Raw is the only one that was at this point.
It was 1-1.
Yeah, so at this point, Raw didn't have a score, so I was fine with that.
Yeah.
This next match, you guys are gonna have to talk about because
Okay, fair enough. So which was the triple threat tag team match, which was the Viking Raiders versus the New Day versus the Undisputed Era, they were all tag team champions. You sure you didn't see this match?
I didn't see it completely, but was this one like the elimination matches? In this match, was it a triple threat in the ring?
Yeah, it was one fall. That's it.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was the Viking Raiders that took the win, pinning the Undisputed Era, which was
surprising. My prediction would have been that when they were going to have all the tag teams together, I said the Viking Raiders would go over because they're the only ones that are.
That's a good question.
Lost.
Sorry, that's a good question. What would your pick be?
They've had their first loss, I think.
Yeah.
Was that their first loss?
No. Their first loss was at the Crown Jewel.
It
was the best tag team in the world, but that was in the multi tag team match. They haven't lost in the traditional tag team match. What was your pick for that match initially before you knew?
I mean, even now, just thinking about it, if I just thought, I probably would have said New Day. Just because I think success-wise in the ring, they're the hotter team. I know the Viking Raiders technically were undefeated up to that point, but New Day are more established, and especially with Kofi coming out of his title reign, and then them going into winning the tag team title straight away, I just felt they were on. Who was the NXT guys?
Undisputed Era. They are the Undisputed Era. They don't lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, so this is why for me it was like, okay. So when you think of the booking of this match, for me it just sat Big E was going to lose the match. Because he's the only, because it's like with the Undisputed Era, they're billed as like the monsters of the tag teams on the NXT. So it's almost like, so they're a threat. So it's like, okay then, and then you look at the Viking Raiders, they're a threat to just tag teams in general on both shows, so like Raw and SmackDown. The New Day, fair enough, so when you put against them two, the New Day are the weaker team, but then the New Day have got Kofi Kingston, who can't get pinned. Because you can't have him lose to Lesnar in 6 seconds, win the tag team belts, and then take the fall in this match. Get it? Because then that really damages him. So it was like the only person that was foreseeable to lose this match was going to be Big E. But then to turn around now, and it was like one of the Undisputed Era that lost the match. It was like, oh, okay. Like, that was different. I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, the New Day were not even included in that pinfall or anything. It was just Viking Raiders and Undisputed Era. Then that could have been that because what's it called? Raw had no wins and whatnot. Maybe it was just
just to make it even going into the main card.
Yeah.
That was the last match before or at the end of the pre-show. So yeah, I was disappointed that Undisputed Era had to take the L. Because that instantly threw my. I guess it didn't yet. Because I was actually hoping initially that NXT was gonna do a clean sweep, like similar to what Raw did last year when they won everything stupidly. Which I will get into a bit later after we finish talking about the matches. But yeah, as it stands right now, that match was okay. It was by the numbers. But as it stands right now, it's 1-1-1 across all the brands, and then we move on to the main card. And the first match was the women's traditional 5v5 traditional tag team match.
Well, hardly traditional. There's 3 teams, but
first time ever, but traditional.
Yeah. It was, that's what they would call it. Yeah, it was. So Team NXT was Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, and Toni Storm. And on Team Raw, it was Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan. And on Team SmackDown was Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. Yeah, we'll get into a certain point that you said in this match. But yeah, anyway, what was your thoughts in that match?
You know what? It was an entertaining match. It was a very good start to the show.
It really was.
There was an incident in the match that I didn't really like, and that was when 2 superstars got injured and taken to the back.
Okay, yeah. It was Io Shirai and Toni Storm?
Io Shirai and Candice LeRae.
Sorry, Candice LeRae, that was it, yeah.
Did the third person get injured?
No.
So out of those 2, one of them came back?
No, both of them did.
Okay. See, when people get injured and then they go and they come back, I suppose it's not bad. It creates a bit of drama, but I just thought, I don't know, it didn't really make it more tense or interesting for me that they'd gone and they'd come back. It would have been better if they just kept going, because their injury was kind of very random anyway. Usually when something like that happens, something drastic happens on camera and there's a reason someone gets stretched out and maybe they fight their way back. But because it just randomly happened, it wasn't special. Does that make sense? And then it was just like,
I think it was obviously he was trying to say that,
unless it was real.
I don't think it was real. I think it was just to try and make people not expect NXT to possibly
make
win.
them be the underdogs,
Yeah, make them complete underdogs because they're down 2 people instantly. They already had War Games the night before. Right. Everyone's pretty much beaten up as well. So I think they were just if everyone else is out, then if 2 people come in, obviously they even up the odds or that kind of stuff. So
well, here's the other thing on that note. I get it that this is kind of NXT's biggest stage and they have to kind of utilize that and take advantage of it. But I kind of, from the very beginning and throughout the show, which we'll get to, I'm not sure if I liked that it was kind of the unofficial NXT show, in the sense of just like, hey, this is NXT. Okay. I don't know. I mean, did you get a sense of that? Because this is their first inclusion, so it's already that spotlight on them. And it's like how the show went. I don't know. It kind of seems spotlight-wise, it was just in favor of NXT, regardless of who won or lost.
Right. I get that, but in the same breath, I do also feel as though NXT became a main. So a lot of the NXT stuff that they would normally that you would expect on an NXT show or takeover, you didn't see any of that.
No, it
became very much main roster. So NXT was like in main roster world.
Oh yeah, 110%. And that's one thing that really pissed me off with that is the fact that this whole NXT team, that same team, about half of them were facing each other literally literally the night before, having bad blood. Like Io Shirai and Candice LeRae, they were beating each other's faces in the night before. Rhea Ripley had her own team. It was War Games, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, someone else against Io Shirai. Who else was in that match?
Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, Kaylee Ray, and I think it's just 4 people, isn't it?
Stuff like that, yeah. And obviously, Tony Knox or whatever her name. What's her name?
Tony Storm was the only fresh competitor.
Not Tony Storm. What's the Tegan Knox and thingy obviously they weren't part of the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that there was so much bad blood the night before, and then they come out together as a unit just for this one night, it kind of just blows it just completely just boggles the mind. How could we just tore the house down? Was in War Games match, basically, War Games match where it's like the cage and double cages, and you just push it to the side and just to see for brand supremacy.
Well, I suppose that's with any team. I mean,
that's the annoying thing about it. So that's why this brand supremacy thing does annoy me. Where like just last week we were just having a war, but we're gonna put it aside just for brand supremacy for this one pay-per-view, and then next week we're gonna pretend as if nothing happened.
I think it would be worse if they acted like for that brief time that they're good. But then, for example, even without the fighting in between the match, you could see that there's animosity between Roman and Corbin, for example. It's like almost like forced to be honest.
That wasn't the case on the women's match. But when
in the women's match, it was because Charlotte was taking it out on Asuka. Like she was like still saying that she was like that's why Asuka spat in her face.
But they didn't have beef previous, like recently.
They have because for some reason they've been teaming Charlotte with all these different people for the tag team title.
But you're talking specifically about the NXT lot.
Yeah, I'm talking about mainly NXT.
Even remotely, like they were just a cohesive unit.
They were a cohesive unit. There was no fallout.
Cool.
I think that's what annoyed me. Yeah, the fact that he was literally 24 hours of like beefing, not even a week. 24 hours beefing, like
hurting each other.
Yeah, and he was just a cohesive unit. That's what annoyed me. So yeah, I see what you mean. Like if there's like ongoing tensions and then they blow over into the match, that makes sense. But if they don't, and like you just pretend that everything's cool, that annoys me. But I'm going on a tangent.
Right.
So
NXT won.
NXT won at the end of the match, which brings up the score. Raw having 1, NXT having 2, SmackDown having 1. Were you guys fine with the winners?
Yeah, NXT was okay to win that match. I personally would have liked Sasha Banks to have won.
Yeah,
but,
this guy messaged me. He fucking messaged me saying like, "Oh no, Sasha has to win. She's the most powerful one." I'm just like, the most powerful one. In the sense she hasn't done no. She hasn't done shit since she's come back, and even before then, she wasn't. All she was just floundering around with the tag team titles with Bayley, and they weren't even really that much of a powerful unit back then. So to say that she was the most powerful person out of that whole team, that was she hasn't done shit since she hasn't come back.
Performance-wise on the night though, she was impressive.
But that can't say.
So my thing was when you look at the teams and you look at who was on the teams, Raw had a team full of veterans, and then you had Charlotte Flair on there. So you had Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and then Natty. So they're three. Sarah Logan and Kairi Sane. But then Kairi Sane's, I'm not gonna say that she's bad because she's one of the best, but then it's like I still wouldn't put her in the same rank as those three.
Yeah, she still need, yeah.
So it's like
Sarah Logan. I don't know what they were thinking.
They seem to think that she's like the best things in sliced bread, but we ain't seen that yet. So it's like I'm not saying she's bad. Yeah. No, Road Dogg specifically.
No, which superstar?
Sarah Logan.
Oh, I didn't know people were high on her.
They seem to love her, but then it's like she hasn't.
They don't put her on the TV.
Exactly. So
cool. But she's good. Isn't she got like a bit of MMA now or something?
No, I don't think so.
But then, so my thing is with Raw was a strong team. NXT, you've got Rhea Ripley, you've got Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Toni Storm, who's a former. Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm are former NXT UK Women's Champions, and then who was the fifth one? Sorry.
On who? On SmackDown?
On NXT.
It was Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Toni Storm.
And Bianca Belair. Sorry, I completely forgot about her. Yeah, so yeah.
She didn't do much. That's why.
No, she did. She was standout.
She was the. You know when a team has a person that
stands out,
dominated,
and she had all the eliminations. She took out 3 people.
Yeah, she had all the eliminations. She had a lot of eliminations, but she was also like in a tag team, there's someone that gets beat up and you're waiting for them to tag their opponent in.
Yeah,
takes the bulk of the damage and stuff. But then overcomes it. She
was standout in that. But I just watched. It's like so. And again, she was another person who was in War Games and should not have been in that match, in honesty. But so you look at the NXT team, it was all 5 strong competitors. When you look at SmackDown, it's like you've got Sasha Banks, who is one of the 4 horsewomen. So she's like the strongest one. Carmella's meant to be a former women's champion, but then it's like,
good,
do you really rank her that high kind of thing? Lacey Evans, fair enough, she's still so green, but then she
was on Raw like last week.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But Lacey Evans was like, you know, I wouldn't put her to rank that high either because she's still relatively new. And then who else was on SmackDown?
The two.
Commander Dana Brooke.
See that, and then Dana Brooke and Nikki Cross. It's just like when you look at SmackDown was the weakest team going into that night. So,
but then who else would you have put looking at the roster now?
For SmackDown,
yeah,
you at least put Sonya Deville on there and Mandy Rose. I wouldn't have put like
you can't put them and then say someone like Sarah Logan is. Do you know what I mean? They're all in the same box.
I said that she was just random, and then I said that they hired her, but we haven't seen what she can do. At least with
Mandy and Sonya,
we have Elimination Chamber. They were good in that match. They were standouts in that match. Sarah Logan was in that match, but what did she do?
Yeah, but the Iconics were also in that match.
What did they do?
It's like they're the same. You're just replacing random people with more random people.
Well, no, because I wouldn't. Okay, maybe you should. Okay, take.
I like them. They're good. But I'm just
status-wise, I would still say that you would put them before you would have put Dana Brooke and.
I would say because they felt more of a push.
No. 100% agree with Dana Brooke. I don't even know why she was in the match.
Yeah.
It's like, but then I'm not saying Dana Brooke is bad. I'm just saying that it's like you wouldn't have put her in that match. It's like there's still people on the roster that were like, you know.
I think this is a push for her though. It must be. Because if they don't do anything from this with Dana Brooke, then it was completely random.
It was super random because it's like, even when you look at the match and the booking of the match, I think she was the only person that hit a finisher that everyone kicked out of.
Yeah, and then at one point she got tagged in and walked into a finisher and got pinned.
Right, it's just like, you know.
That's my memory of Dana Brooke in that whole match.
Right, but then the right team won in my opinion. Like, so I would have liked Sasha Banks to have won because since she's returned, it's like all she's done is put over Becky Lynch. But then now it's like now to kind of make her kind of cement her place, I guess, like to kind of remind us who she is. It was like, okay, then yeah, so give her the win in this one. I'd be fine with that. But then, you know, to lose to Rhea Ripley, I'm not gonna say that was a bad thing. At least it wasn't like losing to Charlotte or something like that. Like, you know. So
Charlotte show would have been
This her crying for about 45 minutes of the damn episode.
Overall, it was a good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good, like I said, very good start to the show.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, 100%. I agree that the right team won. I was fearing it was going a bit too long, but it went right because right now it says they clocked in at 28 minutes.
Oof.
So that's why I was wondering, like, I think we went in a bit too long. But yeah, the right team won. That's all that matters. So yeah, the score was 1-2-1. Next match was AJ Styles versus Nakamura versus Roderick Strong.
In mid-card champions
versus champion triple threat match. Yes. What were your thoughts on that match, guys?
So I had a fantasy booking for Survivor Series as a whole card and whatnot, and I said that if they were going to do this mid-card champion triple threat match, which they ended up doing, the idea should have been that you book this match as a chaos match, in the sense that this is a match this is a match where, although it's a triple threat match, this match will basically have been booked as a clusterfuck match. So you already had the build-up going in that it was Undisputed Era versus the OC. So now you've got Roderick Strong and AJ Styles in this match, and then Shinsuke is basically the wild card. So the idea should have been that the Undisputed Era, who have already had their match and whatnot, and fair enough they lost, but then they can still get involved on Roderick Strong's behalf. The OC will then get involved on AJ Styles' behalf. If Shinsuke's taken out and whatnot, and then you're kind of made to forget about him, you're essentially getting your feud between the OC and the Undisputed Era, which they had been teasing on NXT in the weeks previous. So you're giving us that, and then it could have been that thing where, again, I don't know, AJ Styles, in my opinion, should have taken the forward, but yeah, AJ Styles could have gotten hit with a finisher or something like that, and then Shinsuke could like come in last minute, get that pinfall, SmackDown gets the victory. Because one, you make us forget that Shinsuke is even there, but then you give Shinsuke a win that he kind of needs, in opposed to all of the superstars involved. So I would have said that all three of them, again, all three of them, regardless of him being SmackDown or whatever, I don't think he should have taken the forward. So like, even if we're just thinking who did win, he should have pinned AJ, because AJ is someone who doesn't need the victory. Does that make sense? And if AJ takes the forward, it doesn't hurt him. But Shinsuke, it's like you kind of assumed going into this match that he was going to take the fall anyway. Like he's been made to look like he's the weakest of the three.
I thought he was gonna be the winner just solely because he just got a new championship. So
that too.
That would solidify. You know, you just got this brand new title. You know, represent it properly. Not to say that I was even before the new championship, I was voting for NXT to win because like I said, I originally wanted them to have like a clean sweep, and it was going that way. That was the match was quite entertaining though.
It was a good match.
Very entertaining.
I did think it towards the end it kind of came off like it was dragging, like they were just looking for. It felt like at one point the match could have ended. And then you see that even the superstars were kind of like, oh, we could have ended this match, but it was almost like they were trying to just lengthen it, like they had come up short.
Yeah. Okay.
And when maybe they had like, I don't know, an extra 5 minutes or something like that, they had to fill. So they were like, oh, we'll just keep going. And because like at so many points in that match, it was like, okay, this could have ended, this could have ended, this could have ended, and nothing really happened to kind of, how can I put it? So in dragging out the match, it didn't do anything like introduce other elements or anything. It just prolonged out the match. So,
but I think that's the theme of the pay-per-view. It's like it's almost like a house show where nothing that happens on the show really matters going forward. It's just about Survivor Series and brand supremacy.
Yeah.
For the most part, there are gonna be little edges of like continued beef and so forth. But for the most part, do you know what I mean? Like, what happens now? Everyone's gonna go back to their shows, so they're already separate from each other, so they're not gonna carry on. We haven't got anything like a Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey this year, so
I totally get that.
It's just, I don't know. So really, I think going back to your original point where it's about who gets hurt by losses, that's the main focus here. Because you look at that match with Shinsuke, Roderick, and AJ, and everything that you said about if AJ took the loss, it wouldn't really hurt him because of who he is and where he's at. And if he won, obviously it works going forward with him. But he doesn't need the victory. Yeah. Shinsuke, on the other hand, although he's also as established in terms of how they've been booking, it would have helped him a lot more. I ask, if we take fanship, if that's even a word, out of the equation, did the right person really win?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because now you've got this guy who's essentially hurt 2 people. Maybe not hurt drastically that has any effect, but you've kind of undermined 2 established main eventers.
But what you did was you brought Roderick strong up to their level, so now he's someone.
But who's now then going to just go back to NXT?
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? There's no run to feed off.
But then now you're just saying that NXT is still like what developmental.
No, I don't mean go back down to NXT. I mean go back to NXT. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to feed off that victory.
Okay.
Whereas if the other 2 want to at least because I get how what I'm saying kind of puts NXT down. I'm not trying to say that it's low, but at the same time, Raw and SmackDown is more established. The titles are more established.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like if you got one person that's managed,
it may go down there maybe like and there's no one to feed off of, but it would put more eyes on their product.
This is true, and I think that's what the female Survivor Series was, to be honest. You think of it from a business perspective, they've just gone 2 hours on a new network. You know?
No, it's Sony USA.
Same network, but just an extra hour. No,
it was online. Yeah, it was on the
so
network.
now they're mainstream now.
Yes.
So business-wise, this was the smartest thing to do.
Yes.
But if we are supposed to look at it as viewers, kayfabe, and all of that, and forget about behind the scenes of it, what did it do?
It hurt Shinsuke for taking the fall, who has already been someone who's
already hurt. That to be fair, do you know what I mean?
And booking him badly and stuff, and yet you make him lose, and it's like, it's like, so I say, so in this match, it's like I feel like Roderick Strong could have still won, but he should just pinned AJ because AJ was someone that he's been booked up and down for the last since he's been champion, or he's even been on Raw. He's been booked up and down, but then because of who he is, it's not really hurting him as a superstar. So,
but I think they also did it as in the same time. Like I guess they didn't want AJ to lose twice because he lost the next night as well.
Fair enough. But another point is, if we are supposed to look at the 3 brands as equal and the 3 champions as equal, right? You've got Roderick Strong on NXT and AJ Styles on Raw and Shinsuke, and I'm trying to think of the right words to say what I'm trying to say. Lost it. I had a point here, but I was gonna say it'll come back to me randomly when we're talking about the main event. It's like,
So yeah, right now the points were basically Raw has 1, NXT has 3, SmackDown is still on 1. Next up was, in my opinion, the match of the night, and it was Adam Cole, baby, versus Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. Yeah, this match was off the hook. It didn't feel watered down like it was, touched by WWE. It felt like a traditional takeover match, if anything.
It did, but the thing that what took me by surprise for this match is that it just started very slow.
Yes, it definitely started very slow.
It started slow. The crowd, you could tell, because we had just had 2 hot matches going up before this match anyway. The crowd was just kind of very dead at the start, and then it took for I can't remember what the spot was, but it took for a couple of 1 or 2 spots that kind of really hyped the crowd up, and then the crowd got into it, and it became a really good match.
That's kind of the theme of Pete Dunne's matches. It does start off slow. Even when that match he had the triple threat match the night before against Damian Priest.
Yes.
That starts quite slow. Even his matches with Tyler Bate. His matches is a slow. It takes a while for him to. Yeah, it definitely takes a while for him for his matches to get into. So that's pretty much the norm for his matches. But yeah, when it got going. The Canadian Destroyer the Panama Sunrise on the side. Even when Pete Dunne was about to do the bitter end, and then he converted it into a Panama Sun or Canadian Destroyer. That was dope. Oh man. Put that in the next 2K. I'm telling you, put that. That is amazing. But that was my opinion of the match of the night. What about you, Rhymes? I mean, Mr. What about you, Rhymes? God damn it.
It was an excellent match. Again, I agree. Potentially match of the night. For me, we all know the story. I don't watch NXT the same way you guys do. So when I get glimpses like that, it's extra refreshing for me, right? Because I haven't seen them. So I know who they are. I know what they're capable of. I've seen them here and there. I haven't watched them week by week by week.
Yeah.
So when I see something like that explosive, it is like a takeover. It is wow, I don't get this on Raw. I don't get this on SmackDown, especially after months of flipping whatever Seth Rollins has been doing. So it was whoa. And if I take storylines and characters out of it, I just like hard-hitting, stiff moves where it's these guys are really putting their body on the line.
But this match didn't even have a storyline going into it. This match was just simply Adam Cole was in War Games and Pete Dunne won the opportunity to fight for the title.
The night before, yeah.
So this match had no storyline going into it. It was just a title match.
And the brilliance of it is, if you watch that match and you didn't know that, you think these guys were in some crazy feud that's been going on for the last few months. The psychology behind the match, the emotions, the facial expressions, it was it was very refreshing, and I really like that. It's the same, and just in terms of the hard hittingness, it's the same when you get an undercard match like Cesaro and Aleister Black, which isn't supposed to be important but ends up being one of the best matches on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yes.
But then there's importance to it because the title is actually on the line. It's one of the marquee matches on the show. And they got the spotlight. So that I was very happy with. Yeah. Up until that point, so far into the pay-per-view, that's the best thing on the show.
100%. 110%. Yeah, it was perfectly well done, well executed. I was surprised that he was gonna get that kind of quality on WWE.
WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah. Therefore Vince would be like, "What? Are you fucking mad? I don't want to see that high flippy dippy shit. I want to see big sweaty man. Where's Keith Lee? You know what I mean? So
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was a huge, great match, especially from Adam Cole, considering the spot that he went through. Have you seen the I think they showed a highlight of it. The crazy spot that he did with Tommaso Ciampa.
That I don't understand how that isn't dangerous. It is dangerous, but I don't know. That was ridiculous.
It was really high up. He kind of when they did it, it's I don't think that Ciampa fell back as far as he was meant to. Because when you look at where Cole landed, he landed like there.
Literally on his neck.
Because I guess when you were doing that spot, the idea would be more that you land more on your back. So if your fullback takes the force, but then Adam Cole, when you see that he lands on the shoulder blades, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And like, Chava didn't even look back or anything. Just
lay down.
That's for both individuals. That was, and then through a tape. Like,
yes,
it could have gone horribly wrong. Like,
yeah, that's a
lot
lot of
of
trust.
was still walking after that, man.
It's crazy, and he came back and he won. Adam Cole still kept the championship. Because I was fretting for him because, you know, like I said, he went through such a dangerous spot the night before. When I saw that, I was like, I don't think he's gonna win the NXT or keep the NXT title.
I wouldn't have been mad had he lost.
Sorry?
I wouldn't have been mad had he lost because Pete Dunne is still.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have been mad, but you know, it just ruins the not the mystique, but the run as well because they hold all the titles in NXT.
Yeah.
So everyone's got the titles and he hasn't got the main one, so it kind of ruined it. But you know, he pulled it through, and he did it in a believable fashion. It wasn't
no one got hurt.
No one got hurt. There was no run-in. There was no interference. He did it on his own too, and brilliantly done.
Unofficially, was that NXT versus NXT UK, or are they both NXT superstars now?
Pete Dunne
is in NXT UK.
No, he's regular NXT now.
Last time I checked, he was UK, but I don't know.
He hasn't been on NXT UK since he's
since he had that. Oh, okay, all right.
He's been on regular NXT. He hasn't been on NXT UK.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Same as Rhea Ripley. So she lost.
She's definitely ready. I think she's gonna be the one to tip off say Shayna Baszler. I think she's in it. Who else is there, man? Come on, give it to her for fuck's sake.
Well, okay, yeah.
Shayna Baszler has wiped out everyone. There's no one else. So yeah, Rhea Ripley's the only one that can definitely give her a run for money. And she's so over as well. She is so over in NXT right now. Rhea Ripley, I'm talking about.
Right.
So yeah, like, and Shayna's had it for so long. She had it long enough.
She's had it since Evolution, so it's not been that long. I say it's been a year now.
That's Asuka territory right there.
Think about it, yeah.
Come on, even I know she's had it for long.
I was thinking that because I keep forgetting that Evolution was around about this sort of time.
Yeah.
Survivor Series time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
just before Crown Jewel.
So yeah. Well, Crown Jewel, I have your women's matches now, so you know. Well, sorry, Saudi, I have women's matches now, so you know.
That's another story. We're so good. But let's keep it on too.
I got things I can say, but we're talking about Survivor Series.
But that was that match. That didn't count towards obviously the point system because I was within NXT.
Counted in our hearts.
It counted, definitely. Next match was. I'm sure everyone was excited for this match. This was for the WWE Blue Universal Championship. It was The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan.
Don't be shocked by my completely monotonous and non-blank stare. I really cared for this match.
It was just like really.
This match is. This is how I feel. I mean, the story going into this match, to me, was a little random. But then, if I think about it, everything Bray has done has been random. In a deeper look into it, it's not been random. It's him going back into you've done me wrong in the past. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't always reference it. We're supposed to be left to think. Yeah. Because either that's the point or they just don't want to reference the old Bray Wyatt. So when they do their video packages, they're not showing footage of what happened in the past, but we're supposed to know that. Mm-hmm. And I suppose for the new fans, they're not supposed to know, but they've just got a new feud. So fine, cool. So you get that little excitement of, okay, Daniel Bryan and Bray, but it's again, because The Fiend is still very new, he can't lose or he's hurt. Especially with what Bray has gone through over the past few years.
For Daniel Bryan being who Daniel Bryan is.
Well, I was going to say, it's not like an AJ Styles situation where if Daniel Bryan loses, it's cool. I think you also hurt Bryan. Bryan is still, think about since his return from injury, it's been about 2 or so years now. what's really happened up until the point where he beat AJ for the title? Nothing really, right? And then his run was kind of, I won't say cut short. He lost in good fashion, but it was Kofi. It was the Kofi show. He beat AJ.
Yeah, on SmackDown. Remember, he
and he
low blowed him. He low blowed him, and then he won the title.
Oh yeah.
So basically, he won the title. Amazing heel turn. Amazing run with the title. Amazing heel run. But not a super long run because it got cut short because of Kofi.
Yes.
Now, I was very happy about Kofi, but in the process of Kofi, Daniel got hurt.
Yes.
And since Kofi was the champion, while all of that was going on, Daniel Bryan was in between not being on the show and then not doing anything, and then that stupid Roman Reigns thing that we will talk about later. And then randomly pops up as a kind of a face now. I'm not sure what I want to do. I've got a title match. I lose the title match. And then nothing's going to come of it. We know nothing's going to come of it. They're not going to, I don't think, I'll put money down. It's not going to carry on. There's not going to be a rematch. They're not going to long it out like they did with Seth. Or maybe they have. I don't know. But it's still going to be, okay, even furthermore, if they do long it out, that's another loss to Daniel.
Yes.
I don't think Bray is now going to lose to Daniel.
Yes.
Which does wonders for the Bray Wyatt character, but what does it do for Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
It was just a few that, so for me to be invested in most matches in WWE nowadays, I have to kind of have a care for the superstars involved. I don't care for Daniel Bryan, and I haven't cared for Daniel Bryan.
Wow.
So it's like a thing where it's like, you know,
wow.
I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm not saying I don't have any respect for him, what he can do and everything like that. Oh no. It's like, I still rank Daniel Bryan up there as like one of the greats in the ring and stuff. I just don't care for him as a character or anything like that, or care for his matches.
Even like the whole new Daniel Bryan and the heel, and you didn't like
no.
it? Okay.
It's like I kind of saw that as, okay, then when he was in that phase, it was just like, okay, I get what he's doing there, but I don't really care for it. Which is why, like, when he was champion, so I just didn't really care. But then once I knew that he was feuding with Kofi Kingston, it's like, okay, cool. So Kofi's gonna take this, and I'm happy with that. But anything that he does prior to that, it was just kind of like, okay, I don't really care. This match is happening with The Fiend. I care for The Fiend, but I don't really care for Daniel Bryan. So now this match is like, it's just happening, kind of thing. So again, I watched the match, don't get me wrong, but it was just like, yeah, the match just happened. I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
It felt very fillerish. It felt very fillerish, and again, that to me, even if I'm not looking at Bray and Daniel Bryan, it's just disrespect to the WWE Universal Championship, or should I say, the championship on SmackDown. Forget about what it's called. When the championship was on SmackDown, it takes second place.
It does,
and it's not fair. Because now it's like, right, Bray's the champion, but whoever's the champion on Raw is better than him. That's how they push it.
I remember we was having a discussion before as well. Like, it was. The Universal title, when it was on Raw, that was the #1 title. And now since it's gone over to SmackDown, it's completely flipped around, and the WWE title is way better is way more important than the Blue Universal Championship. And
right.
They don't hide it. It's exactly how it is. Considering the fact that SmackDown has a better TV deal, that they're in a more lucrative position and whatnot, but it will still always be second place.
You know what we've said before a few times about how SmackDown's wrestling, Raw's variety. They've both got a bit of everything.
Yeah.
More so. I know Raw's still got the extra hour, but it would make complete sense from a business perspective. That method for Raw to now put on SmackDown. Yeah. Even if you're gonna still have it on Raw, but have it on, you're on Fox.
Yeah.
The biggest network probably, or at least the top 3 networks in USA.
Yeah.
And you had Lesnar, and then you took Lesnar off. Like it's I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a downgrade for the Fiend and the title. And then, Daniel Bryan got hurt.
Sorry to cut you off. No, I mean, I think they just solely did the Lesnar thing just for a rating spike.
Yeah, 100%.
It was just to they knew what they were doing.
I admittedly I didn't think that at the time.
Exactly.
The only other thing from a, I guess, non-wrestling related thing, like the Universal title itself, I know a lot of people are ragging on it for being blue. Admittedly, I quite like it being blue. It works. It's not too cheesy, it's not goofy, and blue title just looks better than red anyway. To me, it's not in red is just a mad colour, which goes into my next point. The match looks like it's happening while Kane is coming to the ring. It's not even like red lighting. It's this.
It's really monochrome.
Deep. Yeah, maybe that's the word that I'm looking for. Where it's like it's a deep red.
It's hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hard.
And it's
red.
like, I feel sorry for all the people in attendance, and I don't know what that would be like, man. It's like, you know, when I don't know if you ever had this when you were a kid, and like maybe your parents got like, you know, those old school lamps.
Oh god,
And
yeah.
maybe the light was the light bulb itself might be a normal, but the shade or whatever.
Yeah.
And the room is just that color of the
Yes.
shade.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
It's
It's
like
scary,
in
man.
your grand's room, just like
Yeah, them old school light bulbs where if you do this it breaks. Like, nah.
Yes. That was a madness. I couldn't give a fuck. It was just pretty much like, it was just a carbon copy of a Seth Rollins match, and the fact that
Well,
no.
There was it wrestling wise. There was wrestling.
Yeah.
I wasn't wrestling in this Seth Rollins match.
No, I mean in terms of like Daniel Bryan's throwing all this offense, and then Fiend just kicks up.
Maybe not as mad as with Seth.
I guess not, and
He's toned down a bit.
and he's not doing them loud sounds or them overreactions. I guess not. It annoys. It's also annoying me that Daniel Bryan has to go back to his yes movement in order to fucking try and beat.
Yeah. Because now and then he didn't win.
And he did.
So it was like pointless now. Like, when he gonna start doing that now? Like,
yeah.
I almost because there was that intrigue. Like, is he gonna do it? Or he hasn't done it in ages. But there's also that that he hasn't done it.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
To be honest, to dive away from the match a little bit, I think they had an opportunity to carry on his heel run when Sami Zayn was asking him to join.
Yeah. That's true. That was pointless.
Sami Zayn was asking Daniel Bryan to join him and Shinsuke. And although that connection in itself is super random, it would have worked heel-wise. Because maybe Daniel Bryan could have been the leader of that faction. He could have gone back to cussing the planet or whatever. They hate the planet.
Yeah.
But no, he goes face but still doesn't act like a face, but he's technically a face. And then amounts to nothing. And then does that.
Yeah, and he's talking about mental instability, and people are a bit like, what are you saying? Because
where are we going with this?
Yeah,
there's still room for him to turn heel. His loss, I mean, I don't know what happened on the week after, but this loss could, or maybe another loss.
Now that it looks like they're reading all these people having these little theories that anyone that faces the Fiend, they have changed, which is kind of true. I mean, as soon as when Seth faced Fiend, Seth is pretty much heel now. When Baszler faced the Fiend, he's now a heel at NXT. When anyone now is obviously pointing to Daniel Bryan, he may turn back heel. Maybe the ongoing thing, because obviously he's consumed him. They've let the Fiend in, so they all turn bad. So who knows? They may carry that on. People say it could be coincidental. It could be, part of the thing.
In real life, do you think it's coincidental, or do you think that?
I think it's just a coincidence. I don't think because WWE do not think that deep.
They don't.
They
They're very
don't
much like
think bang bang.
Shots fired.
I would believe it if it was AEW more than WWE. But they don't think that deep. But it's nice, obviously, within the community to carry on, and they have picked up on that, and they're trying to put that into the team, and into their storyline. But I don't think they're going to carry it on. It would make sense, but I don't think they're going to carry that on. That kind of theory, so to speak. But yeah, that match was just whatever for me.
The Fiend won.
Sorry, I forgot to say also the Fiend won, obviously. Fiend won in his whilst the Kane entrance was happening. He never came out. I don't know what happened. Moving swiftly on. So the next match was the next match was the men's 5v5 traditional triple threat elimination match. Yeah. It's a fucking mouthful.
So this one, again, it really does. What's it called? This one is like we was talking about earlier. This one, it was every single team had people on those teams that did not like each other, and yet the NXT team was actually only announced straight after Takeover on Facebook. Watch with Triple H and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, I got told it was during the kickoff. Shawn Michaels announced them.
So the women's team was chosen after Takeover. The men's team was chosen on the kickoff show. Yeah. So, and again, when you look at the teams, especially with the NXT men's team, it was full of people who were just kind of okay, they may not necessarily dislike each other or have anything with each other, but it was just random.
It was a bunch of random.
So wait, pause. What was the match card image like?
For the most part, it was 5 blank images up until the 9.
Well, that's
and it's the same with the women's one as well. The women's one,
Yeah.
the Raw and the SmackDown teams had been decided for both those matches. The NXT ones hadn't been.
The reason they did that was because they just wanted to see if everyone was going to be fine for the next night, because both teams were going to be in War Games and they were going to do some crazy shit. They wanted to finalize the squad, and then someone ended up injured. So before let me just go through the team. So Team SmackDown was Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, King Corbin, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G,
who is now being called Mustafa Ali. Let's just point
Yes.
that out there. He's got his name back.
Welcome back, Mustafa. And Team Raw coincided with is that the right word? Coincided? Consistent, sorry.
Consistent,
Yes.
okay.
Team Raw consistent. I was close, man.
You know, even I was a bit like excited. I was like,
I was close.
GCSE English, man.
I'm meant to be like the English major here, and like my degree and everything is in English. And even I was a bit like,
I bungled everyone. Right enough. Yeah, Team Raw consisted of Seth Rollins.
who is still technically the Charlotte Flair of the men. So you know.
Yeah.
That's the confusion part.
Maybe, yeah. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Red Orton, and Ricochet.
Which, when you look at that team alone is like an all-star team. So again, going into this match, Raw had the strongest team.
And Team NXT consisted of Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and
who is the NXT UK champion right now. So yes, he's a strong competitor on that team, but again, when you look at the teams, like, so on Raw, you've got, Raw was who?
Rollins, McIntyre, Owens, Orton, Ricochet.
Yeah, so Rollins, Orton, and Owens, Orton, Rollins. Those three straight away, former champions, they're strong draws. Ricochet is just Ricochet, so he's a strong draw as well. But then McIntyre, I guess, unpushed potential or unused potential. Is that a word?
Which is why people want to see him.
Yeah, but then in the same breath, it's like, so he is someone you would rank up there, or we all rank up there, but WWE just seems not to rank up there. But then it's still a strong team because he's meant to be like a monster. So. Also, he's a Scottish madman, or something like that.
Yeah, Scottish madman. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
the Scottish psychopath.
That's the one, Scottish psychopath. So therefore, Raw has got the stronger team going into this match. If you look at SmackDown already, just because they've got Chad Gable on their team.
That's why I wanted to go through the SmackDown team.
They've got Chad Gable on the team, so just from having him on there, you just know that SmackDown's already got the weakest team.
That is very disrespectful.
It is,
but very true.
I'm sorry. He is not someone that you put in this match. It's like SmackDown has a roster of everyone or anyone that you could have put in this match. I could care less if they're trying to brand him as being this whole new character or trying to get him over with whatever.
Storm is the one who
I agree with every word, because you know sometimes teams will do that, like we pondered potentially with Dana Brooke or even Drew McIntyre, where you take someone who maybe isn't as on par as everyone else, but you want to do something with them. I don't think they do. That's the case with Chad Gable. I think he brings the team down.
It does, and that's the
And I'm
thing.
sorry.
It's like, and the thing is, like I said, but SmackDown has such an extensive roster. They could have used anyone. You could have put Apollo Crews in that position, and that would have been more believable.
No one would believe that.
It would have been more believable. I said more believable than Chad Gable.
Do you know what?
Nah,
maybe
not by booking.
Do you know what? Maybe Chad Gable would have been more believable before this Shorty G.
And it's had more TV time.
Maybe, yeah.
Before all the Shorty G stuff, maybe.
Actually, do you know what? Someone that they could have used, I believe he's on SmackDown, Buddy Murphy.
100%, yes.
So
100%.
That would have been solid, and that would have been believable.
Yes. So they could have used him and whatnot, but no.
I think they just wanted something to run with Mustafa. I think they wanted to.
Buddy Murphy runs with him.
Yeah. They've had an ongoing feud. They have classic matches.
But then Chad Gable and Mustafa Ali aren't feuding on SmackDown. On SmackDown, it was Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns were feuding.
I don't know if they're feuding. I think they just wanted two small guys, two bouncy guys.
And Chad Gable has had more TV time. Hell, he was on Team Hogan and they fucking won at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, but then they won, but he wasn't involved in the decision.
They're pushing
but he was
him.
part of the team.
They're pushing him. He's getting the TV time.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. But the way he's still, I don't want to say it in a rude way, he's still being pushed as a joke.
Yeah.
Not a joke, but as opposed to, hey, we can see this guy winning the IC title or the Universal title.
Yeah. So
when you put someone like that, who will definitely have a great career, but you put him on a team with Roman Reigns, and who else was on the
Baron
team?
Corbin, Braun Strowman, and Mustafa Ali.
Let's just say Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, the two main.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
Yeah, sorry, carry on, but that I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so when you just look at it from the team standpoint, it's like, NXT have announced their team. Their team is not a weak team, it's a strong team. But Raw has the strongest team, but then SmackDown, again, my team, and we have Chad Gable in there. It was just a bit like, oh, here we go. So now we have the weaker team again, kind of thing. But then there was that one year where SmackDown genuinely did have the weaker team and then we won. So I think that was actually a bragging rights to not Survivor Series. But we'll let that go to the slide. When you talk about the actual match itself, for me, I think this was my match of the night.
I wouldn't dispute that. It was probably the second for me. That would be the second best match of the night for me.
Look, listen, the Adam Cole Pete Dunn match was amazing, and on the grand scheme of things, could potentially have been the number one match. But this match just had like 5-on-5 men's match. Had everything. The excitement, had the character, had the star power. It had what I liked is the intrigue, the mix of different characters who you don't necessarily always see mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's why I love the Royal Rumble, for example. Do you know what I mean? And it had that element of it. And then we don't even have to bring it up, but the last 5 to 10 minutes of that match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was
amazing.
It was a showcase for everybody and done very well. And I think it no disrespect, but it trumped the women's 5-on-5.
Oh yes.
And it was off. You didn't know who was gonna win. You actually were like, oh no, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like. Yeah, I loved every single.
What was your team? What was your pick for that match before it happened?
You guys know my pick, so he doesn't even have to ask me.
I think I went into that not really. I just like the whole pay-per-view. Really, I didn't really go in either thinking this team is gonna win or wanting this team to win. I was just watching it. I think obviously towards the end, probably was ruined for NXT, but I think it was also going to be a win-win for me. Mm-hmm. Typically, just knowing myself, I probably would have just said SmackDown because I'm a SmackDown guy. Like I'm always been SmackDown. Raw, I just always say the Raw don't need this. Like, do you know what I mean? Raw had. Who was on the Raw team again? We just went through.
It was
Drew McIntyre,
Rollins, Owens, Orton.
Yeah, I mean, if Raw was gonna win, I would have liked it to have been. No pun intended, the Kevin Owens show. That I would have been happy with that. If it was, like how Ziggler had his moment a few years ago.
Yeah.
If this was a moment for Kevin Owens, then I would have been happy with that. Okay. But that's the only way. I can't.
Anyone else on the team?
Yeah, I mean, Drew McIntyre getting his moment would have been cool, but in terms of
he's a heel, so no one would.
Yeah, in terms of seeing a face do it, it would have been Kevin Owens. But SmackDown's cool. I mean, Roman, I haven't got no beef with Roman
anymore.
Well, I never actually did, but I never did. I wasn't a hater, man. Braun Strowman, even to see Mustafa Ali in the mix was cool. It was only really short.
What was?
Sorry, Corbin was the good heel of the team.
He was.
So I can't hate him. Do you know what I mean? He was a good heel. I know you have problems dating back to WrestleMania, but he's good. I think it was a win-win. I'm glad Raw did win.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But then there was something that happened in that match that got the first BS chant, and I can't remember what it was. It was really bothering me.
Oh, it was someone that got pinned, and they shouldn't have. I think it was Drew McIntyre got pinned. Was it Strowman? No, he pinned Walter.
Yes, that was it.
Yes.
People were vexed. Vexed for us. No, they were not happy.
Yes.
They were not. Because Because he come in all dominant.
Yes.
And he was the first elimination or one of the
Walter
first.
was the first elimination.
Quick.
Yeah.
And the thing is, prior to his loss, he was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He
was taking
so
out.
I completely get it. We didn't really get to see, but maybe that was just because he's not NXT and he's NXT UK. I don't know.
I don't know what the reasoning was behind that.
Because it would have been good to see him and Braun, for example.
Yeah, and they kept them teasing that, but they never actually fought. And it was always between Strowman and Keith Lee because Vince was having a fucking erection in the backstage.
As much as Keith Lee was amazing in that match, started the match for me. When they had those moments, Keith Lee and Braun, it would have made sense to put Walter there.
Yeah, exactly. They would have been
Walter's bigger, or taller anyway.
The three big guys.
10%.
No, I mean instead of Keith Lee, just Braun and Walter having that moment would have been, But I'm not on the creative, so.
So you
always. Rollins wasn't the last person on the team, was he? Or was he?
No, he was the second to last because he was about to take out Keith Lee. Oh no, he was the last person.
He was the last person, but because he teamed up with Roman, it looked like they were in the same team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he was about to do the curb stomp, and then Keith Lee just shut your mouth.
I don't know how I felt about Seth being the sole survivor on Raw. He pulled it off well, but maybe I just have animosity against him. Because of how his things have been.
That's what I'm saying. I think he deserved it. And the crowd popped hard for it.
Even I popped hard for him, but I'm trying to think. Okay, so kind of sidetracking it slightly. What is the reasoning behind the now Seth Rollins hate?
Wait, are you talking back in smart fans or in story?
Both. Because it's because basically a lot of the times when you get these superstars who are pushed into that spotlight, there's always a moment where it's okay, this is where we all had to turn off that person.
Yeah.
So I feel like with John Cena, I guess it was because he went to Raw or something, or was it because he won the title, or was it when he was
making angle?
Yeah, I think it was he was just going on a beat and run where he was in God mode.
So there was a point where you just get sick and tired of him, and now he starts getting booed. And then it's and then it was I can't remember what happened to Batista, but it was not the Royal Rumble, but I think when he was actually a fully full-time wrestler, there was something that happened with him that he started getting booed. With Roman Reigns, was when he did that Looney Tunes moment.
Suffering and succotash, that killed him.
Yeah, and so now.
Yeah, no, I thought you get that. Yeah.
So with Seth Rollins, what was his moment?
You go.
So I think it was during his feud with Lesnar the second time around. So not
the second time.
So he went in and
after Money in the Bank, basically.
No, don't count that as a feud because that was more Roman Reigns and Lesnar. I'm talking about this WrestleMania just gone.
You're right.
Yeah, and he won the Universal title.
Yeah.
But then he lost it, and his feud was to get it back
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, remember?
Right.
Yeah. He lost it, and then he won. I think he won a Battle Royal
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, no. He lost the title to Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he won a Battle Royal to face Lesnar again.
Yeah.
Right.
So that feud going up to that match, people started to die on him because his promos were a bit too preachy and too gimmicky,
and he started mimicking Lesnar,
and it was poor television. And I think this is off the back of the whole Seth and Becky show as well, which people were kind of getting tired of.
Yes.
So there was that, and then what else kind of? And then obviously the obvious.
Yeah, the
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
That put the nail in the coffin. Yeah. So there's that from that standpoint. Storyline wise, without spoiling the rest of this show, it was based on Survivor Series Raw's performance at Survivor Series. So the next night on Raw.
I knew that, but then they're genuinely making him come off as more of a heel, and whatnot. But I'm getting
people
that
turned
in terms of I'm talking in terms of
how we perceiving and not hating and all that.
But I'd say for you, it was his build up to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Well, me personally, it came across as the Roman Reigns thing. Even though I know I just said I didn't hate Roman Reigns, but the whole Roman Reigns Cena, hey, this is our guy, we're gonna force him down your throats. Yeah. So for me, it was more general. I didn't have a specific point, but I know that was a specific point for most people.
Okay.
Because they literally were editing the booze out of the promo.
Yeah, they were editing the booze. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they were. That's when you do that. That means you're trying to shove him down our throats. You're supposed to not boo this guy, cheer for him.
Both times that Lesnar were very close. Yeah, there wasn't that much space between them. And the first time when he won, people weren't mad at him at all for beating him. They were happy that finally someone's beat WrestleMania and he was the guy.
Yes.
He's coming off the back of that whole time where he made the IC title very relevant. People loved Seth Rollins. Yes. He was like the AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But then something happened after that Battle Royal, man, and people got
so when I speak to my little brother who he does a lot of, he's more of the AEW fan and stuff like that, he said that there was a Twitter exchange.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say.
His outside wrestling stuff doesn't help him.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So he said that there was a Twitter exchange or something between him and Omega, and it was an okay like back and forth, whatever. But then because Seth Rollins mentioned something about money or how much he earns in comparison or something like that,
he's been a prick.
That's when it became like so people turned on Seth Rollins from then, and that's why when the brother said he doesn't give Seth Rollins anymore because he was like in terms of
he did Will Ospreay as well.
Yes. While he was injured and stuff, and it was really bad timing.
And it wasn't working with him supposed to be this good face guy.
Yeah.
He's being such an a-hole on Twitter. It didn't work, and that's supposed to be the real Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So I think that probably alluded. So I think your brother's right on that.
Yeah,
because he was just like, oh yeah, because Seth Rollins said something on like social media and whatnot. He was like,
and he still goes on to this day.
Yeah.
He goes after Dave Meltzer. He went after
Punk.
Went after Punk as well.
No one wants to. Absolutely no one is like he it was so like it was almost like, oh, that's so cute. Because like CM Punk returns and then he just acts in CM Punk fight me, and in his head I can tell he's just speaking. Yeah, people are gonna
WrestleMania.
No one is on that. No one is thinking fantasy booking. Yes, no one. Come on, are you really excited at the idea of CM Punk and Seth Rollins?
Was I excited for CM Punk in general though?
Wow.
You know this. Were you not with
God
us
damn
when
it.
we went on that time and he was talking about CM Punk?
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, why
yeah.
do you like CM Punk?
No. Your exact words.
Custom for wearing the shirt.
But I got a feeling the next big pay-per-view is All Out, and it's at the Sears Center in Chicago.
Why is it CM Punk mark?
What? What do you mean?
I
just brought up.
I never forget that.
He went to sleep.
So, like,
You're lucky you're on some of the show, man.
He's laughing, but he's hurt right now.
Yeah, no.
It's like okay. I'm not saying that CM Punk is bad or that I dislike CM Punk. It was just more of a he upped his ball and left. So why is there almost all disrespect for him kind of thing? You know?
I think it was okay.
But do you actually know the back story about it?
Okay. I don't want to divert too much because this is not about CM Punk, but just point blank, I get it on a like, you know, looking at it from the outside. He took his ball and he went home. He quit the company that made him. So but there was.
But everyone loves him still though.
But the
Stone Cold still did it. Stone Cold done it.
Stone Cold did it, but it's also the circumstance. He kind of was almost forced to do that. He wasn't healthy because of things he was going through.
He was burned out.
Company. So there was a lot of ins and outs of it. I'm not even saying.
No, yeah, I get that too. But then it's that thing of like, okay, then so you took the time for yourself or whatever. But then fair enough, it became a whole other sideshow outside and whatnot. But it was just a thing of okay, then so it is what it was. Keep it moving. But everyone kind of still got stuck on that.
No,
and it's like that
because at that time he was the biggest draw, and without nothing else was going on. Like,
and when he left, the product slowly started to go down.
Exactly.
To what we
It was shit.
This is why take it to the table was the thing. I'm sorry. If CM Punk was still there, we might not have a show. We might not have nothing to.
I solely went to watch. In the morning, I solely went to watch Raw because I know that most likely he's gonna be the opening segment and he's gonna drop a pipe bomb. Do something mad. No one else had that draw power. Probably still to this day, no one still has that kind of draw power in terms of doing pipe bombs and doing those kind of opening segments. Unless it has to be a WTF moment or something like that.
Listen, you think about all the people that have left, but they can still wrestle, right? No one is as great as he was. No one is trying. Rocky. Like, I mean, people have accepted he's gone. Jericho, whenever he goes, they accept that he's gone. CM Punk's been gone 5, almost 6 years. They haven't stopped.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Some people probably just jumping on the bandwagon, but majority want him back because they know they need him back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's the greatest ever.
Oh, no, he's like.
But then I feel like if he was to return to in ring, it won't be what WWE needs. He'll just kind of be slid into whatever the shit show that's currently out there.
I am 99% sure they will F it up.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think CM Punk would come back if that was a risk. I think he would need like
creative control.
Do you know what I mean? it in ink and stone that like this is gonna happen and the money would have to be right.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
And he is open, technically. In a way, he is open to coming back. He did not, when he was on backstage, WWE backstage, when Renee Young asked him, would you come back? And he didn't say no. He said if he does, it will take a while, a long time. But if the circumstances are right, he might consider it.
But WWE's response, he doesn't work for WWE. He works for Fox.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're not interested. They're not interested at all.
Nah, at the moment, it's still sour grapes.
He could 100% still keep his job at Fox and go work for AEW. He wouldn't be breaching any contract, technically. Fox might just let him go anyway. But in terms of a contract, he's not associated with WWE.
He's not, but he still have the WWE banner under there. So Vince will definitely fight tooth and nail. Like, even though he could go AEW, but you're on the show of WWE programming. So they may try and find some loophole saying, what the fuck, man? You know? So, and they love a freaking lawsuit. Look, they're still trying. Like, the other day I read on the news, AEW's announced this, Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, I heard.
And then WWE's trying to sue AEW, even
they
though
think he will get confused with
the Bash.
Or the Bash,
or the Great American Bash.
Yeah.
So not the fact that WWE owns Bash at the Beach.
No, they don't own it anymore because AEW took the trademark. They fully own the trademark. But WWE's reasoning is because people might get confused because it's similar to the Bash or the Great American Bash, which they haven't even used since 2003, 4?
9.
There you go. A dead name, and you're trying to say that people are gonna get confused. I mean, like, come get off you.
10 whole years ago.
They're selfish. They're fucking. I'm not childish. I mean, they're fucking childish, man.
Well, so sorry to sidetrack there.
Yeah, see, I'm fucking everybody.
That's what we do, man.
Just went to the Seth Rollins hate and stuff like that, but I get it.
Why are you such a mark?
You can't let it go. Fake laughter.
I clearly hit a soft spot there, so you know.
You saw the videos. If you haven't, go check it out. I'll put a link below. And then, leave nice little comments for it, please. No, I'm joking. Anyway, moving on. Wait, did we give our thoughts on the 5-on-5-on-5?
I said it was match of the night.
Match of the night.
You say that's match of the night?
100%.
Okay, alright, cool.
It introduced new characters to me. It showcased the characters I already know. It left me on the edge of the seat. I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know who I wanted to win. It was just enjoyable. And for the most part, whatever the outcome was going to be, would have been good. And it was one of the ones that I would have wanted.
Okay, cool.
And I do think that it's in a way it's bad to say, but I do think that the respect between Roman Reigns and Keith Lee was needed.
Yeah, it didn't seem cheesy. It didn't seem forced. It was like, it was real. I liked it.
Yeah.
Is Keith Lee face or heel?
His face.
Okay.
His face. It did remind me a bit of when it was Undertaker and Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
It did have that little feeling to it.
Very classic match and moment.
Yes.
Wow. Taking it back.
that gave me
nice,
those kind
man.
of chills.
So it was
The
really
validation.
good. And you didn't, I don't know about you guys, but it didn't feel like no one was like, Roman Reigns. What? Like,
No.
It was just solid. Like,
Everyone
it was an earned victory.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns put on a hell of a performance too, man.
Yeah.
That spit, listen, I thought the spirit bomb and all of that was mad, like mad. But even the spear, how Keith just folded up, and just landed, like butt up, like it was just crazy, like
Yeah, he's a great seller, man. Like, no guy his stature should be flipping moving like that. I'm talking about Keith Lee, that guy.
That's what I'm saying. He's moving around like he couldn't buy a medium from Zara, man. It's like, don't tell me I can't have pizza, man. I'm telling you, like, it's just. I went on the internet to look for a flipping Keith Lee t-shirt, man. Like, literally, I was like, I want one, man. This is my guy now. I'm gonna start watching that.
Oh, bask in his glory.
Why do I not know about this dude, man?
That guy, man, he is a hidden gem. That match, that made him. I don't care what anyone says. It was killing it when NXT went on USA Network with his matches with Dominik Dijakovic. I would recommend seeing those matches.
Yeah.
Woo!
Maybe tonight, boy.
Their matches were good. But yeah, this one put him on the map. Don't expect I expect him to be a future either NXT champion. If he doesn't, and he moves up to the main roster, he'll be a major player.
But now
100%.
I feel what you guys usually always feel when you have a really hot commodity on NXT, and it's almost like you're fearful.
Yeah, of course.
Now it's like
100%.
I already know that like if he goes to the
110%.
main roster, it's not gonna be the same. Like,
But the thing is, he's got the right physique and something for Vince McMahon to fucking all over. So he'll make sure he'll be safe. You probably might give him the Braun Strowman kind of treatment.
I hope not, because Braun Strowman hasn't been champion yet. So
He hasn't been, no. But actually pull the trigger. I mean, and also protect him in terms of big powerhouse that's agile as well. Like you give.
Braun Strowman's been hurt too much. I can't take it.
No. I can't take it seriously
like,
now
come
either.
up with a
He's
fiend
done.
or something because like
he does. Like I can't even say. Fair enough, when you look at the team, and I'm like, yes, SmackDown has a strong team. I didn't even mention Braun Strowman as being a strong member of the
Yeah,
team.
you didn't.
So it's like,
Exactly. There you go. There you go.
don't read him like that. It's just-
Yeah.
let's look at it like all these people that are now on new brands, fresh start. Let's see what happens.
But Braun Strowman is not the new brand, isn't it? Yeah. SmackDown.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Nothing. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury happened.
Yeah.
Don't ignore that. It happened.
Yeah.
Going
He's
forward.
the new Big Show. He is the new Big Show. Remember when Big Show had Yokozuna? Not Yokozuna. What's that guy? The other sumo match.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Him, Floyd Mayweather. He's one of them ones. He's a celebrity wrestler.
see,
and he did that with at WrestleMania when he had the feud with the Saturday Night Live guys.
Akibono.
Okay.
Akibono. Yeah. That was it. The two guys from SNL.
Oh
He's a
yeah.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
was WrestleMania, wasn't it?
That was WrestleMania. Yeah. The Battle Royal. The Andre the Giant. That Battle Royal.
They should just call it the men's battle royal now. Because the fact that the women's one is just called the women's battle royal. The men's one should just call it the men's battle royal.
That was for very controversial reason.
So I get that because it's fabulous movie. I get that. But in the same breath, it's like because I guess they don't have a female superstar that they can memorialize like that they want to use. So it's just called the women's battle royal.
I was about
In
to
which
say
case-
China, and then I just realized.
Yeah. So in which case, if they're gonna do that, then they should at least equivocate that with the men's one and just make it be the regular.
I would
men's
say
battle
probably Trish Stratus. The way she's
No.
had a lot of.
No. You can't.
Look how much. Look, they idolize that, bro.
You can't call it the Trish Stratus Memorial Battle. Well, she's still alive. That's really bad.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I didn't really think about
look,
that.
she's not bad. She's good. But I've always thought she was overrated. This is the same person who used to walk to the ring with Testa Albert. Like, we tried nah, bro. She went from like manager to, and we've already had. I don't even want to talk. we've already had this conversation, man. She's cool, but I think there's a little bit of overratedness there.
No, she was.
And you're gonna put her and then ignore Lita, who wrestled the whole time. Like, come on, man.
I'm sorry, man.
The
Sorry.
Stratus Battle Royal, and she'll probably be in it and win. Like, I don't know, man. Trish Stratus was Charlotte before Charlotte, almost.
Yes.
If she was, but at least Charlotte could do more. Or it's like more.
Charlotte could do more.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte does more in the ring. Is that Trish was still quite in the basic.
Trish buried so many good wrestlers. Molly Holly, Jazz. Like,
Trish was the benchmark to put them over. That's all it was. And she would, but then
why?
eventually
She shouldn't have been.
because she's just
She's blonde, hot,
And
and
can
Vince.
wrestle.
Yeah. So here you go.
so she was the benchmark.
This is why I think Mandy Rose has got a future.
Exactly.
they ain't putting the trigger for her. So you know, unless the business is back, so ain't nothing holding Mandy Rose.
We need to apply for grave jobs or something. Save the
I heard this I heard this saying someone said it online, and it's simple but it fucking works. It's so easy to book WWE, but you just can't.
Because a lot of the stuff is basically it's written or it's already there to just be executed, and they decide to go in a complete different direction. They're just like, oh my
I think they
god.
do it on purpose. I think it's slightly a bit of stupidity and slightly a bit of a swerve. Like they're
trolling
us. Because they're not stupid. They can't be. They must know that. Yeah, this people don't like this. We're gonna do it anyway. Let's do it more. Like, it's a troll. I don't know. I'm going back to the battle royals. With the battle royals mean nothing. At least
they
for
don't.
the men anyway.
Yeah.
Women don't mean nothing either. Carmella won this year. What's she done?
Carmella won 1 year. I think Naomi. Did Naomi win?
Yes.
Naomi won, and yeah, she didn't do anything for her. And then
What was the last one?
Carmella won.
No,
There's
the
only
men.
two.
Didn't Matt Hardy win once randomly?
Yes.
And
WrestleMania
nothing
30.
came of that.
No, Mahadi won, but then it
No,
teamed
that wasn't fair.
it teamed him with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it was 30.
It wasn't.
No, not 30. Sorry. No, it was in the same arena as 30. It was, what was it?
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, it was in the same arena.
Second to last one.
Yeah.
So who was the last winner of the men's?
Braun Strowman. That's the one with the SNL, yeah.
And didn't he win the flipping green title at Saudi Arabia as well?
Yeah, the
No,
greatest
this
War
year,
Rumble.
that was like last year.
Yeah. Again, nothing.
Nothing came of it.
Nothing.
But you can say
Never
that-
saw the title again.
You can say that about like the Monsieur guy though, because he won the battle. He won the Super Showdown battle Royal this year. Nothing come of it.
That was a little emotional, I can't lie. I don't know.
What?
I just thought it was cool. Like, it was like... It was
He
touching.
wasn't NXT like this week though.
Yeah, finally.
It was touching, man. The way, like, I thought... I felt it here. It was quite touching. Some people thought it was Mustafa Ali, which is racist. Listen, I'm eyeing this up. Can I say
Yeah, by all means. That's it. So, okay then.
Alright,
no
so
logos, right?
whatever, man. It's all good. Do I don't really care right now. It's fine.
Anyway.
So yeah, moving on was to the co-main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Is that what it as?
No, sorry, my bad. It's because that's what Paul Heyman calls it. World Heavyweight Champion. WWE.
Because he longs it out.
He longs it out. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was just trying to do. But anyway, yeah. I was gonna redo it again.
There's something for everyone. Help yourself.
So yeah, next up was the co-main event, and it was for the WWE Championship. It was Rey Mysterio versus the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Heavyweight Champion, Brock Lesnar.
I have feelings about this.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. Better than I thought it would be.
100%.
They took something that was not believable at all and made it believable. It was a very slow build,
Yes.
but it had to be because it's Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar. It has to
If
be.
not, then it would have been this mauling.
Yeah. So, entertaining match. They took something that was not believable and made it believable. Specifically at the point where Dominic got involved. And they both basically screwed over Brock Lesnar. Right? It was still cartoony, it was gimmicky, but
Fusion.
But up until that point, if Rey had won the match, it would have not been believable. At that point, if Rey had won, it would have worked.
100%.
After the double frog splash and the double 619, they could have made Rey champion. That would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
It would have been the story. It would have been, the roof would have blown.
Yes.
But
100%.
they still made Brock kick out and then beat them up like nothing happened. That was the bit that ruined it. Like, it was still a good match. I still was like, solid. And Brock saved himself as a heel. But they could have, come on, can you imagine if the exact same thing happened, but Rey got the pin?
Yeah.
How happy would you have been?
Not very.
Let me hear your report. Is that the word?
This match was longer than 6
Rebuttals.
seconds.
What?
This match was longer than 6 seconds.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Kofi Kingston lost in 6 seconds. Rey Mysterio, who
Oh,
is
you're
of
thinking
equal stature.
logically.
Kofi Kingston,
WWE don't have logic.
Rey Mysterio is of equal stature to Kofi Kingston. This match was way longer
Kofi's
than
son
6
didn't get
seconds.
involved in the match.
I don't care.
And Brock didn't want to beat him in 6 seconds. Brock wanted 2:30. So think like that.
Well,
It was. It actually went longer than I thought. It actually went on for 7 minutes on the dot. I thought it was actually a shorter match.
I am feeling saucy for this match because
7 minutes is short though.
you know, I'm feeling salty how I feel away because Kofi Kingston was robbed of an actual match. He didn't get an AJ Styles treatment. He didn't even get a Rey Mysterio treatment in this rate. Kofi Kingston was squashed and written out of the WWE picture, a title picture completely. So, you know what? I just don't care for.
Is that
WWE
fair
title.
to then take it out on the next person?
Yes. It's absolutely fair to take out the next person.
And you know-
because if Brock Lesnar was going to face someone like Roman Reigns face the next person or whatever, then it's like, okay, so I can't argue that. But to face someone who's smaller than Kofi Kingston, who actually hasn't done anything title-wise in the last how many years, but Kofi Kingston has had the belt and had the belt in a strong fashion. For Kofi Kingston to get beat like that, and now Brock Lesnar's next contender is Rey Mysterio, and you're like, okay, so this person is smaller, but yeah, I'm supposed to believe that Rey Mysterio's going to do something that Kofi Kingston couldn't.
Okay, but if you look at Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, I'm a Kofi Kingston guy, you know that. Who's the biggest star? In the sense of who's more established, who's more of a main event in terms of their whole career. So it's Rey Mysterio, isn't it?
Yes, but then WWE works very much on what's happening now. Rey Mysterio is not on Kofi Kingston's level right now. He hasn't been there and done anything to be his
I'm playing devil's advocate. I hear what you're saying.
His whole catalog speaks differently to Kofi Kingston's catalog because, like, yeah, Rey Mysterio's career spans over, you know, even the back to WCW and ECW days. Yes, Rey Mysterio's done it all and whatnot, so he should be held to that regard. But WWE is very much like, you know, now, what has Rey Mysterio done to make me believe that he's going to put up more of a fight than what Kofi Kingston's done, who has been fighting for that title for the better part of this year.
Who would have the higher rating on 2K?
Kofi Kingston's a 90. Kofi Kingston is 90, Rey Mysterio's at 80 something. So just that alone should tell you that Kofi Kingston should not have been beaten 6 seconds.
Yeah.
See, like, yeah, I'm gonna feel away about the match. I didn't watch the match, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable for that. It was definitely longer than what I thought. I thought it was gonna be an absolute mauling, the complete squash.
Did you think it was gonna be another 6 seconds?
Not 6 seconds because we just recently got that. So why?
And I suppose there's
they
a
don't
story,
really.
Whereas Kofi didn't have a story. It was just
Brock Lesnar
He
showed
did,
up.
but Lesnar showed up and challenged him.
But that's not a story though.
That's literally the story.
Yeah,
This is like, I'm hurting your son.
Yeah,
Like,
this has been going on for like a couple months. Yeah, so that's
you
different.
had to go get Cain Velasquez from a different company to come fight.
That's what I'm saying.
That's deep.
Yeah. So yeah, this one.
But I do get what you're saying. I 100% get you.
Yeah, it was very nice little tag team with it's almost it's almost getting an assist in a fighting game when his son was the double and then he do a double 619. So yeah, there was a moment where I was like, oh shit, you might have a new champion. But
I thought it was no.
yeah.
When that happened.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that was their window. And then as soon as that didn't happen, I was like, okay. And then he just did a catch finisher. And then he flung off Dominic somewhere, and then finished Rey Mysterio, and then that was it.
Because here's the thing, for Lesnar to win that match, it just makes the whole feud pointless.
It does.
It's almost like the Booker T Triple H thing we were talking about. Like, it just makes it
yeah,
pointless. You're building the person up. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no redemption.
The most redemption he got was when he beat him up on Raw with the pipe. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what you should have done? You should have, just before the match started, you should have said, I'm gonna dedicate this match to my son. That would have given the additional +5 HP.
Or that Raw announcer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back yet.
I don't know.
No, he's still not back yet.
If he had come and got involved in that match, that would have been sick. Can you imagine? And then they have a feud. Bro, see how tall he is? He can go. He sold that F5.
Still selling it. Yeah, he used to be.
Did he?
Yeah, he's a former
I
wrestler.
thought he was a football guy or something.
Oh, is he a football guy? I think he is. One of them, yeah.
Listen,
Corbin
Corbin was a football guy. Roman was a football guy. These guys can change real quick.
Yeah. Lesnar himself was a football guy. So,
Yeah, but in terms of like this match, I didn't really watch it.
You did not care for it. You were not here for it.
No, because like I say,
principle-wise, I 100% hear you.
The fact that like literally Kofi Kingston has been written off of the title picture.
Don't like him. No, not even a rematch. Not even a whiff. Not even a comment on the microphone about it.
And he's happy. He did an interview and he was like, his outside interview was like, he didn't think he was gonna last forever and stuff. But that's not the point, Kofi Kingston. The point, I get it. Not every title opportunity or title run is gonna last forever. I get that. Everyone has their times and whatnot. But you were literally like written out in 6 seconds and not mentioned ever again as being like, it's just.
And it makes the last 6 months pointless. The same thing I just said. Like, he beat Randy Orton. He beat Samoa Joe. All these guys. And then for what? To not even be referenced in the future, like, as a former champion. Like, he's there with Big E dancing and stuff. Like, it's just, come on, man.
Ridiculous. I'll never forget. I think it was the week after he lost it. And he was backstage with New Day. And then I think it was Heavy Machinery that came in. And they were doing, obviously, New Day being with the pancakes and stuff. And then Kofi's in the middle, and imagine he's like huddling up with the guys, and then like Heavy Machinery says like, sorry about losing the title. And then if you look closely, you see Kofi is like with the pancakes, and he's like proper like squishing it like to pieces. It's like you can see he's probably getting pissed about it, but he's just smiling, and he was like, no, it's cool.
That's hilarious. I need to see that right now.
It's mad. So I thought, oh shit, is he gonna like turn on the New Day or so? Like, they could have easily put something in like that would rebuild his fire or something. It was for entertainment. But it was just hilarious to see them squash on the
I
pancakes.
wish I saw that, man. That's good.
I'm just so not here
But
for
yeah.
it. But that's my opinion on that.
But fair enough. For me, that was my third favorite match of the night, just because obviously that little boost with the little team up in the close match, close finish with the 619 and stuff. Going back to the guy's named Dio Madden.
That's the guy.
And he was a former football offensive tackle, and he is a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I see. It was on NXT.
Was he in NXT?
Yeah, of course, yeah. He's been there since 2016.
I think like Corey Graves, he got injured or something.
He made his in-ring debut, competing in the Battle Royal, and he was given a new ring name. Doesn't say anything about his injury or anything. He just stopped at 2019, and then.
So maybe it's just the whole Byron Sexton, David Otunga thing where they just slowly phase out.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Because they didn't none of
Slowly,
those guys.
he wasn't even on there for long though. He's actually he probably had like 1 or 2 matches in
In NXT, yeah, because he's been there since 2016, and then I never saw him like on TV, and then just ended up being on 205 Live. Then he went to Raw. So
205 is a commentator.
Yes.
There we go. I was gonna say 205 is he.
Oh no.
He was a fan of Eddie Guerrero. I thought I said
He had a great Muta, yeah. That's a legendary one guy.
Okay, so
yeah. Anyway, we're going off a tangent anyway. And then what came up and the main event. Which was I didn't even go back. So the current score right now is Raw still has 1, NXT has 3, SmackDown has 2. So now it's the triple threat match between Shayna Baszler, Becky Lynch, and Bayley. Who if NXT wins, then they get 4. If SmackDown wins, then it ends up being 1, 3, and 3. So yeah, Raw is obviously written off. So it's between NXT and SmackDown for the most part. This match was incredibly underwhelming.
Oh god.
Even that is an understatement. It went on for too long. It looked like they didn't really have a plan. It looked like they were calling everything there and then. Sure, obviously the right team won. Thankfully, obviously being Shayna Baszler, but then they couldn't let her moment. They had to give Becky Lynch because she's the face of the women's revolution and the biggest draw in the company right now. So she had to do some little trip and then
send the fans home
happy, as Vince likes to say. So I was just like, it was very underwhelming. I was just like, it was a very meh finish to
a very high up pay-per-view, right? It was like, everything's up here and then your main event. And that's no shade at the women.
Not at all.
I'm sure there was still, from what I remember, it was still good wrestling. There was still good spots, but wrong position on the card.
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Wrong position.
I was really surprised.
I know you got a lot to say, so I want to hear you.
No, I say you guys go first. I'm gonna rant.
Okay,
just
just
the whole
go
thing.
here for you.
I ain't really got much to say. It's just, my main thing is that it was on the wrong position. If without going too deep, I think they're still on this, hey, let's put our women on the pedestal or whatever. And it's like, no, I said this about WrestleMania. I get it. And I know to an extent, I guess I shouldn't be allowed to speak on this because I'm a man. But it's like, yes, women deserve opportunities and they haven't got this opportunity before, and with this whole evolution thing, I get it. But don't do it just because of that, because then it becomes a gimmick. It's like, hey, we want you to see these guys as the main event because they're women, full stop. And then you take away what they actually stand for and the whole meaning behind it. If what they're doing is so hot that it should actually be the number one thing on the show, put it as the main event. But no one was dying to see the triple threat match, women match. Like, I think, I know you just kind of said how much you didn't like it, but I probably thought there was more buzz with Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, or any of the matches on the card. Like, I don't know. I think what they probably tried to do, because they didn't really vocally go ham with the whole women main event thing this time. They just did it. So maybe they're trying to make it normal, which in essence is a good thing. So it shouldn't be that whenever there's a women's match, Michael Cole has to scream about women.
That's a surprise, because you didn't say that.
So it should just be normal, but then you still have to think strategically in terms of what a main event is and a pay-per-view. And it was just, again, not a bad match, but bad position on the card. If that was like mid, I don't think it was good enough to be the opening match, because the opening match has to also be good.
Yeah.
But it could have been
Yeah, the
middle, or after one of the high-end matches, after the 5-on-5 men, after Lesnar and Rey Mysterio, something to get the crowd to come down.
Yeah.
Before the main event.
Yeah, 100%.
That's my talk on it. I don't know what you got to say.
I said my bit at the beginning, so yeah. Proceed.
So it's like, piggybacking off what you said, it's like thinking of where women have come from and the fact that they are still, even to this day, you still get a lot of fans who consider the women like a sideshow, like just an attraction, even though they're going for the revolution, they're going for everything. So when you give the women like a marquee spot and whatnot, the idea is that you need to deliver with it. So you look at WrestleMania 32, the women get their marquee spot and whatnot, and they delivered. So now they kind of make it known that, you know, regardless of gender or whatever, the women can basically compete to the level of the men. And then fair enough, again, they tried to do that with WrestleMania this year, where they're like, okay, then so we'll put the women in the main event, but yet that match still fell flat. And that really irritates me when on such a big stage, you guys are kind of fighting for that opportunity and wanting that opportunity, but then you get it and then you fuck it up. Because now the fuck up is what people will remember. So it's like, you know, yes, or like you could be doing all the little bits and pieces in between and all the little like everything to kind of get yourselves to that point, and you guys can have hot feuds, have hot everything, but then if you don't deliver when it matters, that's what you're gonna get remembered for. Does that make sense? And that's what brings the everything that you're doing back down. And this was that, because it's like, you know, fair enough at WrestleMania, you guys built up that whole feud and everything to go into WrestleMania. The match was a bit flat, but I don't think it really damaged everything. It still kind of was still like a feel good that happened kind of thing. And then it's like for this, it's like fair enough. They had the feud, they had the feuds, they had the hype, they had everything to kind of make this match great. And again, fantasy booking wise, this was the perfect opportunity for 4 Horsemen versus 4 Horsemen.
Oh yeah, everyone was clamoring for that.
Because like you could have had it so that, you know, it's more or less, so kind of like how I said earlier with the mid card championship, right? In this one, it could have been pretty much the Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler show and whatnot, with Bayley being the wild card. But then the idea is that if anyone's going to interfere, they're interfering more on the sake of Becky Lynch. Does that make sense? So if what's her name? Maria Shirai?
Io Shirai.
No, the horsewoman. Shayna Baszler.
Oh, I don't care about them two. I don't know.
But yeah, so Shayna Baszler's to the other 2 horsewomen or whatever, if they're going to interfere on her behalf, then it would have made sense to be like, okay, Charlotte's going to interfere on Becky's behalf, then Sasha's going to interfere on Bayley's behalf, kind of thing. But then either way, it's still getting kind of billed as 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen and whatnot. And then your big role could have been that, fair enough, I think Rousey's injured right now, wherever.
Injured and pregnant.
So you could have had,
trying to get pregnant.
So you could have had like even just someone come out in the hoodie and stuff to mimic being her. Does that make sense? So then that still puts the seeds out there for in the future we can potentially do this if she's well enough to do it. But either way, you're still doing 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen. Perfect opportunity to set it up and whatnot. You still give Baszler the win, but I said in my head that it was going to be that Baszler should have beat Becky, because the whole point is, fair enough, I know you don't want to bring Becky down, but they're building Baszler to be the beast that she is. And you kind of can't have her be the beast and she hasn't conquered Becky Lynch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because there's still people who have like beaten Becky Lynch and whatnot. Fair enough, I guess Becky Lynch beat Ronda Rousey, but then they had like one of those personal interviews backstage or whatever, like on Raw and whatnot. Their thing was like, Baszler was making it very, very clear she's not Ronda Rousey. And obviously,
yeah, I saw that.
And then, you know, she's a 2-time NXT champion versus the time she's been champion for a year and whatnot. So Baszler's meant to be beast. So the idea is that if you're kind of building her to be that beast, her beating Bayley like she did nothing but hurt Bayley, because Bayley literally was then just the extra person in the match. You know what I mean?
I don't know if she was the extra. I think a couple months ago she would have been the extra person in the match. I think she's taken reality into story and acknowledged that people think that and tried to go against that. And I think they've done that in writing in the story. That no, Bayley isn't the extra person in the match. And I think all 3 of them stood on equal grounds through that match.
Not for this match. Going into this match, Bayley was the extra person. Fair enough. Yes, she had her moments of attacking Shayna.
But I'm including the build up to the match as well.
Yeah, she had her moments and whatnot. But when you just look at this match on paper, it was like, okay then. So Becky's beast, Baszler's beast, Bayley's Bayley. Like she's still on the come up, but she's not at their level. So it's like, again, you just typically think that if someone's going to take the fall, it's going to be Bayley. But then that's going to hurt SmackDown, that's going to hurt that championship, it's going to hurt her as a character. And they still did that.
Yeah, it was definitely, because even if what I'm saying is the case, she still lost. That's even worse if that was the case, because then they've acknowledged it and still let it happen. So you're right.
It was a hard thing because they ain't gonna give the loss to Bayley. They're gonna make Becky take the fall because she's the man. She never takes the loss.
Yeah.
They're gonna make.
She got pinned by Asuka in one of the matches, I believe, recently.
And she got pinned when the same night Bayley won the title, because Charlotte beat her.
Yeah, there you go. Then yeah. So like, they're gonna make her lose twice. Like lose twice, are they?
But what you were saying earlier at the beginning of the show, we were talking about AJ. Bayley losing hurts Bayley dramatically. If Becky took the loss, it wouldn't have hurt her.
It wouldn't have hurt her.
The result would have just been making, what's her name?
Baszler.
A bigger star.
Which is what I was going for, because it doesn't hurt. But then if you're gonna book it in the way I was saying, so you're gonna have it horsewomen versus horsewomen, as opposed to like just keeping it to the main three.
Yeah.
Then the idea would have been that this supposed Ronda Rousey character was going to be the one that screws Becky over. So now you're again planting seeds for something later on down the line. So now it's not a complete 100% clean victory and whatnot, but so then you're not completely, so you're not completely tearing away Becky's work and whatnot, but you're still giving Baszler the notch that she needs.
Oh yeah, I get that.
And whatnot. So there was just ways to go around it.
I guess they didn't see it that way.
I think a dirty victory doesn't blow her up as much as it would have done if it was not dirty.
How do you mean?
Because you were saying if like there was an interference. So it depends what you're looking at. Do you want to, if you're trying to build the horsewoman feud, then fine. But if you're trying to just make her a bigger star, then if someone interfered and she won, it wouldn't have done her any favors.
But not interfere in the sense of, so it's like she's just picking up the scraps. It could have been an interference, so like it could have been that moment where, I don't know, Baszler's in the disarm or something like that. If someone just came out to distract Becky, and then they walk away, and then now Baszler has a chance to capitalize. Because then that person technically didn't get involved, Becky just took her out the board.
Okay, I agree.
And Becky, being the hothead that she is, you can read that she would do that. She's going to take her off the board because she's now focused on that, and then Baszler's just going to capitalize on that and whatnot. There's ways around it to make it work, so then Baszler still looks beast and Becky Lynch doesn't get hurt. But then this whole match and stuff, it was just kind of like,
yeah, I think they just wanted to play it safe, and then just don't. Yeah,
but if you're gonna play it safe, at least have this match be on par with everything that we've seen all night.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was a plan. Like I said, it really felt like they were calling everything on the spot, there and then.
It didn't even start. The pay-per-view didn't even start like that. It was this all the way through, and then.
So, yeah, for the most. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
you felt they were calling it.
Yeah, there was, and even if there was, I'm sure there was a couple of times. Well, Becky she's quite loud. Like it does pick up on the mic when I hear her call spots.
Really?
Yeah, she's very bad.
She's not cool spots.
He's very bad, but she's up there. Her and sometimes even Bayley. Sometimes. No, I didn't hear her in this match, but definitely Becky. She's very loud on the mic. Yeah, there was one time I think it was like when it was the power bomb from the turnbuckle. I think Baszler was beating down on her. You know that typical thing where they're beating down and they just try to do the power bomb, and you can hear her just say 1, 2, 3, and then she just really pans her. It's so bad. But yeah, it really feel like they didn't know what they were doing.
I think they should have potentially, even though I know the theme of the night was NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw, even more so now with the inclusion of NXT. It would have been cool to still have the aspects of the original Survivor Series where it's not about the brand, it's just this team versus that team. And then maybe you could have had I don't know what to say, this is Ronda Rousey, but in a fantasy world, you could have had the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen there at Survivor Series.
Oh, you could have.
It could have been the Survivor teams.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that could be just a one-off Survivor Series match. Yeah, I see what you mean there. But again, this is solely because Rousey is looking to start a family at the minute, and she's injured as well.
Her arm's better now, no?
I think so, wasn't it?
She broke a knuckle or she ripped it off the bone or something.
I'm thinking of because at WrestleMania she hurt her hand as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then she did a film or a shooting for a TV show and she messed up her knuckle bad and gruesome. So yeah, she's out of commission. But yeah, it was a very, very lackluster main event. I'm gonna say it as it shouldn't have been main event. I didn't anticipate it to be the main event. It was very unexpected to be the main event. But yeah, it is what it is. By the end of the day, in my opinion, the right person shockingly won.
Took the moment away from her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say. The score ended up being the final score was Raw 1, NXT 4, SmackDown 3, and then Shayna Baszler was embracing in her finest, one of her biggest victories, and then Becky Lynch just come out of nowhere and then trips her up, and then. I can't remember if she did anything after that.
Leg drop through the table.
Leg drop through the table.
It was pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet, but you could see she was freaking sour about it. Like she's obviously gonna forget about it the next night. She was just a sore loser, just because she didn't get the. It didn't put her as being
in
the
character
man.
or real?
Huh?
You talking about in character?
In character, yeah. No, it made her look like a sore loser. Like
but
you lost.
Can faces who the fans really want to see be sore losers? Like, if John Cena loses and then FU's the person after, or if Stone Cold loses and stunners, but you're not gonna say that, so you're just gonna be happy, right? Logically, you're absolutely right, but from a fan's perspective, they're just gonna be happy, right?
And maybe it's because I'm not really a John Cena fanboy because he does that all the time. If I saw Stone Cold do that, I'd be like, yeah, because that's like the hardest person.
Which is done, yeah.
Yeah.
But I suppose you're not like that for Becky either. Then.
No. I guess not. I don't mind Becky. Nothing wrong with her. Nothing wrong with.
It's starting to push her. There.
It's starting to it's starting to get the Roman Reigns treatment.
Everything I used to love about Becky that she wasn't that.
Yeah. Now I'm seeing it.
I'm saying bring back the smoke and goggles, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember I was having an argument with you about like, she's better now, but now I'm just like,
you're sick of her.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Triple H and Stephanie, man.
But at least she's learning. She's staying away from Twitter. She's learning. She's not as bad, so I could tolerate her a bit more than a certain Seth. But yeah, that was our thoughts on each individual match of the Survivor Series. So out of 10, guys, how would you rate Survivor Series out of 10? I will go with Mr. Rhymes.
To me, to rank it out of 10, it gets a. This one will get a 6.5.
No, fuck you. All right, I'm joking though. Why 6.5? Why so low? Out of curiosity.
It would have got a 7.5, but the main event brought it down.
Damn, that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and that counts as the entire show. So,
you know what? Fair. Not the rating. I don't agree with the rating, but I agree that you can have a rating for a show, but if certain aspects don't match the rest of it, you have to fairly bring it down.
That was the main attraction of the show. Your headlining acting, it was crap. So therefore, that brings the whole rating of the show down. Okay,
so you say 6.5, right? My rating, I can honestly say that I don't think you guys will agree with you. You'll probably be like, whoa. But I'll explain before I give the rating. It's just because for me, this was very refreshing. It was something I enjoyed after a long list of bad. Alright. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. And the only reason it's not a 10 is because of the main event.
Also, a half a point off. Okay.
I really enjoyed Survivor Series. First thing, I haven't enjoyed a pay-per-view like that since maybe WrestleMania.
I agree. There's been a bad run of pay-per-views from WWE this year. So even if they weren't as bad, they were still above average at best. Unless if you're not NXT, then people were just like, oh, okay, here we go.
So we got 6.5 and a 9.5.
Yeah. I would give Survivor Series.
Thank you, kind sir.
Oh, come on, you have to think about it.
Yes. It's tight.
Tight.
Giggity.
Yikes.
Trying to think of the matches again. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna give Survivor Series 8 out of 10.
That averages it out to 7.5 people, just to clarify.
Oh, just kidding.
That averages it out to 7.5.
I didn't even fucking finish my thought.
No.
Just lay down the way.
That's not how maths works. How do you go back?
If I'm a 6.5, you're a 9.5, and
Yeah.
he's an 8.
Explain the mathematical.
Average out to 7.5.
That's not average. That's not what average means.
Quick maths, everybody. Yeah. Before they start bickering, I'm just gonna say, 8 out of 10. It was the main event definitely killed the vibes. But for the most part, it stayed. For the most part, of the pay-per-view, it stayed at a high level, and it hasn't been like that for a WWE pay-per-view for a long time. I usually get that from AEW. Even at WrestleMania, it wasn't at a high level. It was always choppy. And that's what you usually get with WWE pay-per-views, unless it's a takeover pay-per-view. So very high standards, and it shows that
They're capable.
the NXT people are capable. Yeah.
No, it just shows that WWE know how to put on a good pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And also the roster that they have, it definitely helped with having NXT on there. Look at Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. Look at Keith Lee. Look at Rhea Ripley. Look at they have a not good kettle of fish. And I hope since Vince sees that, this whole thing about call-ups is dead and gone. You don't have to be called up to the main roster. They are, in my opinion, now they have been solidified as three equal brands.
Well, maybe that's what Survivor Series was. Because if you are developmental, you're not versed Raw now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and if you're pitting them against your closest rivals, AEW, you from then on, I don't see you as I don't see them being classed as developmental even from then. I never saw them as developmental before then because they were putting on way better matches than the main product ever could. You know what I'm saying? And better storylines. So, but this more solidified them. It's gonna bring more viewers to the product. I'm pretty sure that NXT beat AEW in the ratings this week. Just to see what Keith Lee and what them people, and I'm pretty sure everyone's seen what Keith Lee did at this week's NXT. So yeah, it was a good showing for them. Vince could have easily run completely just put down NXT, just completely squash them, but he didn't. He actually took a chance. I wonder how much talk Triple H had to how much sweet talk he had to give to Vince to say SmackDown and Raw don't need this. SmackDown rightfully went second as well because obviously they are on Fox. They're in a big channel. They needed it more than Raw ever did. They already had their big win last year. They had a clean sweep.
Right.
Through ridiculous means, but that's another story. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the pay-per-view. And yeah, I just keep it going. Keep it going, WWE. Keep it going. Pay-per-view wise, your TV tapings still suck. Need